Hello, everyone. I'm Greg Weaver. Welcome to the Audio Analyst. Pardon me. Today, I'll be bringing you a conversation I had with the principals behind the inaugural Pacific Audio Fest that will be held in Seattle, Washington on July 29th, 30th, and 31st. Daedalus Audio founder, Lou Hinckley, the show's director, and Capital Audio Fest founder and organizer, Gary Gill, this show's manager, both agreed to share some screen time with us to talk about this exciting event coming to the Pacific Northwest. Now, I have to apologize for the sound quality of my two guests. Lou's feed had a good deal of feedback that, by the way, was not audible to me during the recording process. Gary's feed from his phone was really noisy, as well as showed its own feedback. My diligent editor, Jennifer, has done the best she can to suppress those audio flaws, but I'm betting you will be willing to listen past these distractions as these guys share their thoughts on and conversations about this new, exciting, and promising show. Let's take a look. All right, everybody, here we are, as promised.
Oh, yeah.
We have Lou Hinckley, the founder of Daedalus Audio. He founded that back in 1992, some 30 years ago, Lou. Wow, that's impressive. And we also have Gary Gill, the founder and organizer of the Capital Audio Fest, which has been an absolutely successful show. I've loved it going every year. If you've been following my show reports, you know I'm at it. I've been there for a while. And now we're here today to talk about the inaugural Pacific Audio Fest that's coming up at the end of July. Now, let's see. Gary is the manager of the Pacific Audio Fest, and Lou is the director of the Pacific Audio Fest. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, guys. Now, I'm sure everybody wants to know what inspired you both to put your efforts together and bring us a new show in the Pacific Northwest. Lou, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, I live here,
Yeah.
north of Seattle, and for, the last 12, at least 12, maybe 15 years, I have been constantly talking to other show promoters about bringing the show to the Pacific Northwest, because it's just a perfect market for audio. And in 2019, I was driving to the airport to go out to Gary's show, and I realized, I'm just going to do it. Just make this happen. And when I got to the show, I saw Gary, and I said, Gary, I want to pick your brains at some point. Let's talk. And he said, "What's up?" I told him, and he just looked at me and said, "Partners?" And he said, "Yeah."
All right. So, Gary, what do you have to say about all this?
I can vouch for Lou. And he asked me for a couple of years, and at the time, I used to have a day job. I did construction management for close to 30 years. And so I was kind of busy during the rest of the year. And then Lou asked me a few times. And finally, as he said, I just said, why not? Let's do it. I'm no longer doing construction management. I've kind of dedicated my time and effort to the Capital Audio Fest and the Pacific Audio Fest. So
Very cool.
It was perfect timing.
Very cool. That's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
The Capital Audio Fest has been going on for a while, and it's a pretty successful show for a regional show. It's an amazing show. So now, Lou, I guess you probably were instrumental in picking Seattle. Is that the case?
Well, it's always seemed to me that Seattle is a perfect market. I mean, we've got, Seattle is a big city. It's a hub of tech. The demographics here. I mean, you pick LA, people with disposable income, they buy a car. In Seattle, they'll buy a stereo. They'll spend it on music. And we've got, major cities, Vancouver, BC is just, an hour away. And that is the, wealthiest city in Canada. Portland, Oregon, a big music city, even Victoria. So you've got all these, it's a big metro area when you look at it that way.
It's really
and
cool.
it's the demographics are all about music.
Yeah. Well, now, Gary, can you go into a little bit of the relationships with Capital Audio Fest and some of the vendors and the background there?
Yes. So with the Capitol Audio Fest, I mean, Lou's been a vendor at the Capitol Audio Fest for I think 8 years, and as Lou said, and many other people have said to me that they like the vibe. They
Yeah.
like the vibe. It's not your typical trade show. It's not the. Uh, it's more family oriented. It's musically oriented.
Definitely.
It's very fun. I'm not saying the other shows aren't, but it's
Yeah.
got a different vibe to it. And when Lou and I spoke, Lou had the same vision as what he sees at the Capitol Audio Fest.
Cool.
So from there, we just moved on, moved forward, and we found that many of the same vendors also have the same feel about, or the same opinion about the Capitol Audio Fest, and it's translated or transferred into the Pacific Audio Fest. It's that feel. I mean,
Yeah.
a regional cool show on the East Coast and a regional cool show on the West Coast.
Well, I applaud what you've been able to do with the vibe at Capital Audio Fest. I've said this in all my show reports the last 5 shows I've gone to, that it's such a cool place to be. It really is.
Thank you.
Now, you also had mentioned some partnerships with friends like Genesis Principal, Gary Coe, and the local audiophile, and those kind of groups. Can you go into that a little bit, guys?
Yeah. Well, the support for the show has been enormous. And people that are on the West Coast have been incredibly supportive. Gary Cole, of course, is in Seattle, and he just stepped forward like, yes,
I can see that.
He's doing everything he can to support it. Positive feedback. Those guys are up in Portland and just really supportive of the show, because they recognize that this is a great spot for a show and they want to see it to be successful.
Yeah.
And also, along with that, your vibe you were talking about with Capital is a lot of it is when you get people that are inside the industry doing these shows. Rocky Mountain, Marjorie and Al were, enthusiasts. They started this. It wasn't, they were actually had just sold their business and retired when they started RMAF.
Yeah.
And it was about, the love. For me, this is a legacy thing. And because the audiophile industry, community has been so good to me, I want to give back and create this show. And there's so people are stepping forward because they appreciate that.
Yeah. I think it's got tremendous potential, guys. I can't wait to be there. I've got my tickets, ready to go.
Thank you.
So I'm also curious, so this show was originally set to launch in 2020 when COVID hit and the lockdown came.
2021.
I'm sorry, that's right. And you've pushed it. You've had to push it. Have there been any upsides or downsides to the smart decision you guys made to push it? I mean, the chances of people attending prior to, and Gary, I got to go back to the fact that you had the guts to do that show in November last year, and it was so welcomed. We're all so ready to get back to this.
Yeah.
Broke the ice.
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. I know it was a risky chance, but I think it worked out great.
Trust me, I was stressed out.
I'm sure I talked to you, pal. I know.
Yeah.
But guys, so do you? Obviously, I feel it was the right decision to make for a lot of reasons. But were you guys comfortable with it? I mean, I know you didn't want to do it, but you made the choice. And have you seen any benefits or downsides from making that choice?
One thing about that was, I've been an exhibitor for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I know that you get 3 months out from a show, and that's when it gets to be crunch for the exhibitor,
Yeah.
So we're not. Last year, we just had to make that decision 3 months out, and I wasn't going to stretch it any further. I wasn't going, because it's not fair to the exhibitors.
Right. Absolutely.
And I felt great about it. And I think what happened was people respected that, and really, really felt more comfortable about this inaugural show.
I agree.
Because they realized that we're really operating with their best interest in mind.
And
so,
I think to add into that, I think it really showed Lou's integrity in that he also returned the monies to those that
Yeah.
wanted the refund, and now, although there are many people that chose to let their cash ride for this year's event. So I mean, and it just shows the integrity of the Pacific Audio Fest.
Well, I think we all know, if we've been in this business for any time, that that was a brilliant decision, because there were a lot of other shows that did not make such decisions that got hammered pretty badly in the
yeah,
press.
yeah.
And it definitely shows a good-natured attitude and a good spirit of why you want to do this. And I'm thrilled that you guys are working together, because I think the world of both of you. Now let's talk about the show itself, okay? It's what, $30 for the whole show, or $20 for a day pass? Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now it's at the, what is it? The Seattle DoubleTree. It's right by the airport, apparently.
It's right by the airport, easy access. It's also easy access into Seattle with light rail. The light rail station is a block away. You get $2 day pass and it takes you anywhere you want to go. But
Now,
it's
oh, I'm sorry, Luke. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say about how many rooms or vendors are showing up. What are we looking at?
Well, this was something I felt that the show had to have a limit of 100 rooms. And this year
To
we're
make it manageable,
shooting
yeah.
for 80, because I think that's a good size for a show. It's a human scale, and we want this to be fun.
Yeah.
I feel if it's fun, it's good business.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
At this point, we've got about 60 rooms sold.
Wow, great.
It's a solid show. All the big rooms are sold, and we've got some really cool stuff coming in. Vak von Schweikert, they're coming in with a $2.5 million system, with the music room. And
Really?
oh yeah, and you'll have fun with that, Greg. I know you
I
will.
do. I always do.
Oh yeah, and one thing that's really cool is I've got one vendor who's a big room treatment company. I mean, they do big installations, like big $2 million room treatment installations.
Wow.
They have taken a ballroom, Northwest 3 ballroom, and they're bringing in a tractor trailer of crates. They're going to build a room inside the ballroom. No one's ever done that at a show.
That's insane.
So it's going to, we've got some really cool stuff going on here.
Well, now talk about some of the fun stuff. Like there's apparently going to be a luthier showcase, and you're going to have there's going to be a head-fi exhibit. There's apparently a Maxis music lounge on the 14th floor.
Well,
yeah, talk about those things.
That's kind of cool, because this Maxis lounge, 14th floor, windows all around. It's a beautiful nightclub. Holds at least 500 people, beautifully appointed. And it used to be a destination spot in Seattle. Now it's just private events only. So it's our private club.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Awesome.
The press room is up there on the 14th floor, but we have live music there. We've got some great events. Friday night is going to be a huge 17-piece jazz band up there.
Wow.
Saturday night we've got Haley Loren, and then before that we'll have a jazz duo playing happy hour. So it's going to be really fun, because we have the downstairs bar and restaurant, and then we have our upstairs nightclub.
Cool.
So there'll be so much going on in the hotel, in the show, that people won't be like disappearing.
Excellent.
Which I think makes for a very friendly show.
Oh God, yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. And we'll have the seminars on the 14th floor, so it's going to be very cool.
So now, there are restaurants and things available. What are some of the other amenities there? I mean, are there even sleeping rooms still available at the DoubleTree, or are there arrangements with other hotels nearby?
The DoubleTree is huge. It's over 850 sleeping rooms.
Wow, that's great.
Right. So they have plenty of rooms, and if we do run out, it's a DoubleTree Hilton. They also, same outfit owns the Hilton one block away, so we can get a block there. There are numerous hotels around, so if we need to, we'll negotiate.
Well, and as I understand it, there are show rates for people. It's like $179 a night.
Yes, and I negotiate with the hotel so that they'll extend those rates 3 days before and 3 days after the show,
Wonderful.
because Seattle in the summer is gorgeous. It is the most beautiful spot in America to be. I mean,
You're not
it's
biased
no
or anything, right?
humidity, moderate temperatures. It's sunny every day. It's just gorgeous. People can make this a vacation.
Cool.
And so I wanted to extend those days so people can do that. Spend a couple days before or after the show and explore the area. It's beautiful.
That makes absolute sense, man. So speaking of the extra time, I'm assuming there are other features and attractions of the Pacific Northwest that people will be interested and be drawn to ahead and behind, before and after.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm looking forward to tasting some of the local brew. I'm looking
There you go.
forward to getting out and trying some food. Gary, I like to have a drink or three during a show.
Yeah. But on the other hand, don't drink too much coffee either.
Well, listen, guys, is there anything else we haven't covered that you want to bring to the attention of my viewers today?
Well, that's
I would say,
Gary?
sorry to interrupt you there, Lou, but I'd say right now, the table vendors, including headphones, record vendors, and all kinds of marketplace folks, is right now growing quite rapidly. So
Good.
we still have plenty of space. So we're still looking for additional people to come in
Cool.
and have the experience of being at the Pacific Audio Fest. We're doing our advertising. We're knocking on the doors, and we're still trying to get the word out there. So I think it's going to be a very successful show. So
I do too, guys.
You might want to get in the first year, because those people that have reserved their rooms this year, they're not going to want to let them go next year.
exactly.
Guys, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. I really enjoy hanging with both of you. I've never been to Seattle, so this is going to be a
Really?
major first for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting in Thursday night. Hopefully, I can buy you both a drink. I know you're going to be busier than hell Thursday night, but I'm just saying, if I see you, I'm happy to sit down and chat with you. I'd like to maybe take some time to talk to you guys while I'm there. We'll find some time to do some interviews and talk about it while we're there. I can't wait to see you.
All right.
See you at the end of July. Everybody watching, get your tickets now. Get out there to check this out. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Spread the word. It's going to be a great show. A lot of fun.
Thanks, guys. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
I'll see you in about
6
or 7 weeks.
All
Take
right.
care.
So, there you have it from the foremost authorities. I'm all set for this event. I have my plane tickets, my hotel reservations, and my show press pass. I can't wait to see everyone there. I hope you come up and say hello to me if you see me. And rest assured, you'll see highlights of this event here on the channel. Now, before I close, I want to leave you with some teasers. Now, some of you may be interested to know that I have arranged to have the entire VAC statement system in-house for a formal review shortly after the Pacific Audio Fest. By mid-August, I will have the Valve Amplification Company's $80,000 statement line stage, $80,000 statement phono stage, and the $150,000 a pair statement 452 IQ music block monos, all as one system here for evaluation. Guys, that should be really interesting. And if I'm honest, may end up costing me dearly. And I also had the pleasure of being interviewed on Jay's Audio Lab YouTube channel. Our hour-and-a-half long, really unique conversation dropped in 3 parts, and I have linked them in today's description section. Now, possibly the biggest news over the past few weeks came when I found out that I will be sharing an interview with an enormously famous and important jazz guitarist to promote his latest release, which is set to drop on July 1st. Guys, I think you'll be really pleased and honestly quite amazed to learn who I'll be chatting with and to learn about the new record. Hi, baby. How you doing? Watch for that interview and the review of the record here on the channel in the coming weeks. Thank you for tuning in today. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and be sure to post your comments or questions below. And please like and share links to your favorite episodes with your friends or on social media. Information on supporting the channel may be found in today's description section or at my website, theaudioanalyst.com. Please stay safe and keep the music playing, guys. Till next time, cheers.